YouTube.
Yeah, it's a thing that shows up on the bottom of the screen. Phantom Fighters usually says "Go Bears" or something like that, or "Bear Down." Anyway, welcome to the third wildcard game for Quest for what? Blast from the Past. Ignore the team names you see. It is not the Jets and Chiefs. It's the Rochester Jeffersons at the Cleveland Tigers. These teams are just representing to give us enough AFC and NFC teams to make a playoff. As a quarterback matchup, Red Quigley versus George Brickley. Running backs Hal Clark and Harry Bojan. I would apologize for mispronouncing names, but if anybody is still alive from this game, God bless you.
All right, Coach, from one of
it's 98 years ago.
In the NFL, there's a look at Arrowhead Stadium here.
Hey, Vinny popped up, Blast from the Past. No kidding.
Yeah, I got one for you too. I'll put them in the playlist and then we'll get started. So this is our second, this is the third wildcard game, but our second head-to-head. As, just a second, putting it in the playlist. Really been a while. Way back there. Blast from the Past. Done. Okay.
The battle for the Lamar Hunt Trophy begins as we're underway in this AFC Wildcard.
Lamar Hunt Trophy. Is he even born yet?
Lamar Hunt? Good question.
Yeah. Well, he must have been, because he would have been about 39-40 then when the AFL started.
Gosh, let's see what's what.
Okay. Now, the Rochester Jeffersons are the poorest rated team I've ever created. So this is going to be a long day.
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he'll get this one out
Kramer.
Just a yard on
That's Cleveland's Kramer.
So it's 2nd and 9.
Carl Kramer on the run. Carl.
Pardon my muted myself for a minute.
Big defensive lineman will
Yep.
take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
The last play got just a yard. Here's 2nd and 9 from the 26. Looking to throw.
George Brickley's first pass of the day is complete to Stan Kopal. Again, why are these teams representing Rochester and Cleveland? Well, it's simple. First of all, simple for the Jets. The Giants are going to be in use for another team in the greater New York area, so the Jets are representing the Jeffersons. As far as the Chiefs going, representing Cleveland, I know should have used the Bengals because they have tiger stripes and all that, but they're in use as the Akron Pros to give the top two teams, one in the NFC, one in the AFC. The Canton Bulldogs are represented by the Cleveland Browns, so Ohio is used, and Ohio had plenty more teams. Dayton, Toledo, Muncie. No, that's in Indiana. This Cleveland team, a couple other Cleveland teams in the future. So I had to pick somebody, and this is what you get. Hard run by Carl Kramer.
Nice job there defensively on 3rd down. Not only did they string the play out,
Again, the numbering system, I can't find any evidence of anybody wearing jersey numbers in 1920 other than George Halas had his jersey number retired, but he played until 28 or so, so I could explain that. So Halas will have an accurate jersey number on offense. Everybody else will be... The best I could find was that it said nobody wore over number 25 because that was... No, he ran. So the offensive players are numbered 1 through 25, and the defensive players match up 99 through 75 in reverse order. So if you're wearing number 1 on offense, you're number 99 on defense.
weaknesses like they were able to exploit right there.
And on the ground they go with the running back. And he is going to be stopped cold behind
The Cleveland Tigers in 1920 had 2 wins, 4 losses, 2 ties, finishing in 10th place overall.
Blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
Nice catch, nice throw, nice pop pass. The Rochester Jeffersons had 6 wins, 3 losses, 2 ties, good enough for 7th. But of course, the way the modern NFL playoff works, division winners host playoff games. So, in theory, Rochester should be the better team. However, finding anything to rate them on was harder than heck. So, they are a poorly rated team based on the fact that they didn't seem to keep the roster steady throughout the whole season. I'm not using that as an excuse as to why Cleveland's winning or going to win. If they're going to win, I'm going to fight my ass off and work hard to try and win with the team I have. Learning experience.
Now for the point after. Point after, right down the middle. And it's now a 7-0 game.
Now Perotti with the extra point. He's also the long snapper, so that's good. Snaps the ball, then runs back and kicks it. Perotti will kick off.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7.
Wow, is he slow. Still gets up to the 28 though.
They're all kind of slow.
Yeah, neither team really stands out. There's no Hall of Famers in this game. There's no this one. If anybody's watching this, they are definitely diehard historical NFL fans because this
Or curious.
Yeah.
And getting totally psyched out thinking it's a normal game.
Hand off to Jim Laird. He picks up 2. You didn't see the quarterback come out. Like, maybe I skipped it. I don't know. Quarterback's name is Red Quigley. Sounds like a Simpsons character.
I just think that movie.
Now they try the right side here.
Well, we're going to get a flag anyway.
Is it holding or is it a face mask? It is.
It's going to be holding on Hal Clark. Hal Clark, 27-year-old rookie. They're all rookies. This was the first year of the league. You'll see on the bottom of the screen the previous scores. John here's played in all the games, so it wasn't until after the first game was over that we decided to do every game head-to-head.
It's just more fun.
Yeah.
Oh my God, just got pancakes.
Quigley picks up 8 yards on the pass to number 3. That'll be the third player, Mike Purdy. Mike Purdy. Good for him. 3rd down and 10.
I wouldn't think so. I think
On the bottom of the screen, you'll see last night with the bonus Sack the Future game, I started running bumper, and I forgot that I started doing that and forgot to change it. So it says Sack the Future, but it really is not.
Their natural tendency is to aggressively strike back, and let's see if they want to get outside of the game plan we expect.
Pass complete to number 6. That would be Hal Clark, I believe, if my numbering is correct.
I know at the end of games, coaches always tell us that no one play won or lost a game. This seems pretty important.
Skullfall on the tackle.
Ability to pick up that first down on third down.
There isn't one name on either roster that I recognized before I started making these rosters up. So that tells you what kind of game you're watching.
Yes, but they're fun names.
Guys born in the 1800s. And again, if anybody is still alive, please tell me your secret. Jim Laird on the carry.
It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4.
The speed is such that you really have to adjust your game plan. If you run a lot of sweeps and tosses, that ain't gonna work in this game. The players just don't have it in them. At least not the Titans. The Jeffersons.
Size. That's an interesting one.
What's that?
This linebacker. Size.
Oh, that's his name?
S-E-I... Oh, no, S-I-E-S.
I'm looking him up right now. But my laptop is being a bitch.
That happens.
Herb Size out of the University of Pittsburgh. Later on tonight on my channel, Sack to the Future is back in action. The Baltimore Colts taking on the semi-pro Houston Texans.
Have we advanced again?
Yeah, we're in week 15.
Okay.
First 3 games have been played. Brian Pelt's channel's done both his.
I should probably be able to get both of mine later this evening then too. I don't have any. I got one more human game, and that's in week 17 against Brian Pelt with the Giants.
He beat Phantom Fighter last night, and that was a hell of a game too. 21-14. Browns over the Bears or Broncos, and it come down to it come down to a 4th and goal with 1 second left.
Yeah.
And the pass was caught out of bounds.
Ouch.
Yeah. You have to, in order to hear them talk to each other, if you do watch it, you have to run both channels simultaneously because they forgot to set up a party chat.
Yeah. We're still getting all that stuff figured out, the logistics of it.
Yep. Run up the middle by number. They don't even have football. Is that the end of one?
That's the end of one.
It's the Jets in possession as we begin quarter number 2 here. They've got a 2nd and 9 to start things out.
Mercer, it doesn't say. It just has a picture of their logo, which is a bear on an M. Nope. Red Quigley is 505, 41 yards. The amazing Red Quigley. Much anticipated quarterback duo matchup of Red Quigley versus who's your guy again?
Yeah, hold on.
Exactly. George Brickley.
Yep.
Wow, look at the speed on this guy. And it's gone.
Yeah, a little bit of a burst there. I think he farted.
When he was running his pattern, he was freaking cooking.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden it was gone once he caught the ball.
He caught the ball and he got weighed down.
Yeah. Left end, Darby Lowry. Alright, so. A left-footed kicker. I don't know if that's accurate or not.
Yeah,
but the field goal is good. And the Jeffersons are on the board. Moving on up.
So the field goal there caps what winds up to be an 11-play drive.
Well, Parker, that's a lot of offense to run there to only get 3 points. I just wonder
Yeah, I do not believe that the Cleveland Tigers were around in the league that long. I think 1 year. This might be the only time we see them.
There's a few teams that were only around for like a year or whatever.
Yeah.
I remember looking at a list of them and I was like,
The lead cut to just 4 as they kick it away and turn things over to their D.
Short kick, and that was full power. I'm going to blame the wind.
Oh, no spin there.
He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. And now here comes Kansas City. They had the touchdown on the
Cleveland Tigers. There was also a Cleveland Tigers baseball team as well. They played in the league for 2 seasons, 19, 20, and 21. But they played in the Ohio League starting in 1916, so this is actually like their 5th year of existence.
Yeah, okay. And all the blockers there, and next thing you know, nobody there.
Very early on, the need to establish a running game for this young QB. They haven't been able to do that though in the first half.
And the Rochester Jeffersons played in the New York Pro Football League from 1908 to 1919, then joined the National Football League from 1920 to 1925.
Yeah, I explained to somebody the other day that the Giants have been around since 1925. What I really enjoyed doing the other day, too, was there was a Cowboys fan sitting there bragging about how the Cowboys have more rings than the Giants. And I says, sure, they got more rings.
They have more Super Bowls.
They have more Super Bowls, that's what I'm saying. And it's like, sure, they got more Super Bowls or whatever, but the Giants have more championships overall, so.
Yeah, they have 8.
The Cowboys only got their 5 Super Bowl rings. They haven't won a championship prior to the Super Bowl.
That's like the argument that the Steelers fans, and I love Steelers fans, I really do, but they are not, 6 is not the number. 6 is, well, Super Bowls, but they've been around since 33 and never won a championship until 74. Green Bay has the number. 13 is the number to reach.
It's just funny
I
because
just tripped.
People want to sit there and talk about Super Bowl victories, and it's like all the championships matter in terms of the team's history. So.
In 1920, for instance, the Akron Pros didn't win a Super Bowl because there was no Super Bowl, but they did what they were supposed to. They got more wins than anybody else in the regular season,
right,
and were given the championship. But now that we're doing this in the field, can they win the championship?
Wow, I thought he was going to be able to get up. The way he rolled over the guy.
Why is he still in it?
And then he falls down. I think he drank before the game. I mean, it was 1920 after all.
That's Carl Kramer. That's prohibition is in effect, isn't it?
It should be, I believe. I forget. My history is a little fuzzy on that. But that just means they got some bootleggers in the locker rooms.
At least everybody has a face this time.
Yeah. No headless quarterback this time.
Pass complete to Burt Baston. Sounds like a Marvel villain.
Great change up there on the route and got that inside release, made it a successful pitch and catch.
Well, the first thing you want to do is have him thinking that you're going outside, make a move in that direction.
Like Purdy on the tackle.
Purdy.
Purdy. He had a Purdy tackle.
And he took it right across his face, got inside, and won that route in a big way.
They'll try and run for it on first and goal.
Trying for the sweep, and Kramer is brought down.
Back to the 4-yard line. It's a loss of 2 there, bringing up second down. From back at the 4, here's second and goal.
How can you look at 56 when nobody wears that number? Oh, man.
I'm not used to this little celebrating thing that they got.
Yeah.
Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you create mismatches because who's going to cover him, and you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his
The
hands.
final wildcard game will be the, it looks like it's the Rams and Panthers, but it's really the Rock Island Independence against, who the hell is Carolina? I forget. But that'll be your pick. Right now, obviously, I'm gonna cut the league down to just 2 teams because we don't need to have both profiles running on this thing.
Yeah. So you guys can just switch.
Yeah. And obviously, as we found out, you can play multiple games in a week with the same profile. So.
Tough to win games if you're going field goal here. They got field goal last time. Now they'll be looking for a touchdown.
It helps too that it's playoffs, so you're not seeing scores that aren't real.
Right.
It'll be changed when we change the team. Jim Laird, 4 rushes, 6 yards.
With the struggles we're seeing up front for the offense today,
I tell you, offensively, having whoever Philadelphia was in the last game was much easier. This team is definitely challenged. Oh man, I didn't see him.
Me either. I was just switching
There's
over.
Size. Herb Size got his interception.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Size guy. What number was he?
I don't know. Would be defense, would be a higher number. 70s, 80s, 90s. Oh man, Kramer carrying the load.
I could have sworn he just rolled on the ground and then stood back up and they didn't blow the whistle.
Well, I mean, back then there was a rule about forward progress. You could go down and get back up as long as... But I do not believe that we're able to change the rules of modern football. Brickley is 8 of 8. Completes that pass to Harry Bourgeois. I want to show that.
Yeah.
Let's see if they do it anyway.
Ah, there's motion. I have a methodology for 2-minute warnings. I wait until like 1 second, and then I call it so I can burn off more time underneath it.
Gotcha. Makes sense. Especially if you have a lead. Doesn't make sense if you're trailing.
Right. So much for my...
Usher on the side. He ushered the quarterback to a seat. I'm funny.
Was he holding his hand? He tried to hold his hand.
He's holding his body, that's for sure.
They showed it there. 2nd and 14 as they've got work to do here after the sack.
Middle linebacker in the way, not entirely. Oh, he got crushed.
Kramer on the reception. 3rd down and 3. Oh, wide open. And the route is on.
Chiefs are able to grow their lead. Point after here coming up.
It's just weird though because the players are way slower than normal. And like, we got this on not all Madden, but all pro difficulty, right?
I think so. I don't know.
Yeah, because the kicking is fast enough. If it was any faster, it'd be all Madden. So like, it's the difficulty level we're used to running everything at, but the players are adjusted to be as close to whatever it was. And it's just kind of like odd.
My rating system is a little different than Phantom Fighters too.
Yeah.
I tend to downrate it. I don't know what formula he uses, but I kind of created my own. That was a nice run by Laird.
15 yards is the pickup there, and the drive starting very nicely. First down.
Yes, Ohio. That's where we are. We're in Cleveland, Ohio. Can't you tell?
Break his leg. Snap. There's a timeout.
Now before the second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout.
Of course, one of the problems with this is if you attempt a deep pass, is the quarterback throwing based on Madden 18, or is his arm strength going to adjust to the slowness of the receivers?
Yeah, it's tricky because you could be trying to throw a deep ball and then you find out it's just a duck. It looks like if that guy was trying to throw any farther than he did there, he'd be in a little bit of trouble.
Yeah.
That was like, was it yesterday in my game? I had that interception. Oh, he caught it. I got the 3.
Went up and got it. He high pointed the ball, as they say nowadays.
Yeah. But no, whoever I was playing, I forget which team it was. He lobbed the ball up, and I was like, yeah, that was just too easy to get. It was near the end of the game. I think it was last night's game. Not last night's, but yesterday's game.
Into a pile of Tigers, and the Jefferson couldn't come up with it.
You and I often talk about an offense's ability to keep a defense off balance with what they're doing. I think the converse has been true in this game.
Yeah, I think you're right. They seem to have gone off tendency quite a bit, but only the second quarter, a lot of time to change things. They come up in an offset eye. They'll look to throw again.
Woo. Oh, that ain't gonna work.
They get only a yard there. Now it's 3rd and goal.
Snap the ball.
Back to throw here.
I was gonna say I saw the guy.
Oh. Well, at least I get one more chance at it. And I'll take points. We're really almost getting to a point, though, where taking points isn't the smartest thing.
You say you got McAdoo as your coach or something?
No, actually, his name would be Jack Forsyth.
Yeah.
Head coach of the 1920 Rochester Jeffersons. Boy, say that name 3 times fast.
Yeah.
Your coach, you had 2 different coaches. Stan Copal started 0-2-1. Al Perotti went 2-2-1. How's that work since they're both on the team? Did they just decide, all right, I'm not doing good, you take over, or Al coach just gave you coaches?
That's probably what it was. It was like, all right, I'm going to run it this week, you can run it next week type deal.
Yeah. I mean, one did 3, one did 5, who knows? So at the half, the Cleveland Tigers lead the Rochester Jeffersons 21-6.
If for some reason your coach's name sounds familiar.
Jack Forsythe?
Yes.
He's not a player on the team, though, so that's... I don't know. I don't think he's a player on the team. If he is, he's not a starter.
It could be. Excuse me.
Yeah, no. There's a Ben Forsythe who plays, but not a Jack. Laird on the carry. It's 3rd down and 1.
Defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks, allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Let's go. Here we go. They're going to look to throw.
Ooh, no. He's trying for the quick hit to Bob Argus, but linebacker jumped the route.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like you
4th and 1, and Jim Laird is on the punt.
The Jets punter now. And surprisingly, this is the first punt of the game for either team.
Horrible punt. Oh, I missed the tackle.
35 yards that time on the punt, and it's Chiefs football, 1st and 10. So here's the Chiefs offense ready for.
I don't know. I thought I downloaded the same playbooks from last year, but because it's the same user, but he switched the name from Capricorn to Renee, and things are just different. So I don't know what I'm doing.
It's because Renee is a little bit more psycho than Capricorn. Wasn't there a guy you were downloading rosters from or something that was naming like after his ex-girlfriends or something?
Maybe. I know for the last couple of years I used Jedi. It's Jedi Capricorn as the username. Used his roster. It was Capricorn and Capricorn 1, not roster, playbook. So I went looking for it this year and I couldn't find it under the name Capricorn, but I found the user. And his rosters were named Renee, so I figured he must have got a girlfriend this year or something.
Yeah, that's it.
But it is definitely different. I have... One thing is... Well, you do have a 53 yards rushing. You do have one big run. I was going to say, I've pretty much been able to stop your running game. It's just my defensive backs cannot cover.
Especially against the big-bodied guys in the middle of this day, has got to be priority 1.
I'm so glad it's my weekend now.
I'm on mine. I go back. I work a double tomorrow. And singles on Sunday and Monday, and then I'm off Christmas.
It's going to be a pricey week for the U.S. government this week. As I work Sunday and get my Sunday premium. And then I work on Christmas and Christmas Eve. And depending on how they pay that out, might be 2 holidays there. And then the following week, New Year's I work for. So it's all falling in the same pay period, I believe.
First down and goal for the Tigers. Come out in the shotgun. And into the end zone, and there's absolutely no coverage.
A random side note, apparently there is a new seat being designed to make flights cheaper, and it will basically require a passenger to stand.
So kind of like a subway.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know how well that's going to go for, you know, flights like trans-oceanic and stuff. Stand up for 23 hours? Yeah, that would be fun.
Was working last night on alternate Super Series rosters for 1921. It's going to be the Chicago Staleys and the Buffalo All-Americans.
Yeah.
So the Staleys have a couple Hall of Famers. And I haven't seen the All-Americans roster yet, but the Staleys have a couple guys in the 90s. Like, that is not going to bode well if the All-Americans don't. There's George Hallis, Dutch Sterneman, Guy Chamberlain, they're up there. And Pard Pierce is in the 80s, the quarterback.
Speaking of punters, I do gotta say that the Giants punter this year, I gotta give props to, because he thinks on the fly. And in the last game there, even though they lost,
big punt there.
Yeah, well, it wasn't even a fake punt. It wasn't even designed. It was just he got the ball. He had a little bit of a slip, and he realized everybody was going back to receive the punt, and adjusted on the fly, and it worked out. So that's good. I like that. As opposed to Matt Dodge, he's told to kick the ball away from Deshaun, and instead kicked it right to him.
Third down at 16. Speaking of coaches, there was a look at your coach, Al Perotti, with his mustache. Wow.
That's the quarterback.
Yep, George Brickley. Oh, and he stiff arms the quarterback into the end zone. That's like a pitcher hitting a home run. What's that?
His little celebration thing. I wasn't sure if that was supposed to be a home run.
I think I'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
The Cleveland Tigers are putting it to the Rochester Jeffersons. I wonder if they played there now. I doubt it. Teams didn't play a organized schedule in 1920. They just scheduled whoever they wanted and played a lot of athletic associations. And
yeah.
Let's see the calendar. Let's see here. Rochester played all Buffalo, Fort Porter, Utica Knights of Columbus, the Syracuse Stars. Their first league game came on Halloween against the Buffalo All-Americans. Then Utica Knights of Columbus, all Tonawanda, Rochester Scalpers, all Tonawanda, Rochester Scalpers, Rochester Scalpers. They played one league game. So, yeah, their 6 wins looks like, they're a pretty decent team, but then you look at it, they played one league game, and they lost to the All-Americans 17-6. So, they're definitely the definition of smoke and mirrors.
Wow.
I thought you intercepted that.
Sure.
Meanwhile, the Cleveland Tigers... Oh, take a while for it to load. Okay.
They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
The Cleveland Tigers, who only played, 8 games. Wow. They started off tying the Dayton Triangles, losing the Canton Bulldogs and the Akron Pros. Then they beat the Columbus Panhandles. This is all of them are league games. Lost the Canton Bulldogs, tied the Akron Pros, the league champion. They beat the Toledo Maroons, who at that time weren't in the league, but they would become a league team, and lost the Buffalo All-Americans. So, you think about it, they played 8 games, 7 of them were against league opponents. 1 was against a team, the other one was against a team who would become a league opponent. So, on the surface, it looks like I should be the higher rated team and should be kicking your butt.
Yeah.
But, definitely, it showed in the ratings that they only played 1 league game.
I thought he caught him.
Well, that guy had long hair somehow. But I'm not going to worry about...
He was a renegade.
I'm not going to worry about fixing it because I don't think I'll be advancing.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away.
Ooh.
So a change of possession here on the punt.
Excuse me.
The offense will take over with a new set of downs. Now the Chiefs offense, they get ready to head on the field. The last time out, another
It is
touchdown.
raining pretty heavy right now.
Seats around here by the time
Oh,
the fourth quarter
it did rain last night. Right now it's calm.
It's like 40 degrees here. Actually, it's almost 50.
It is 47 here.
Damn, it's 48.
A gain of 3, second down.
Tonight also on Fact of the Future will be the Baltimore Colts taking on the Houston Texans on the 9 channel. As you heard John say earlier, he's going to try and get his games in. On the Brian Phelps channel, the Brian Phelps version of the bonus game, the San Diego Chargers and the Los Angeles Rams. And I'm not sure if Phantom Fighter will get his 2 games in or not. He's got one more league game, the Bears and 49ers, plus a bonus game as well. He's going to be doing the St. Louis Cardinals and the Detroit Lions. So if it wasn't for the fact that I have a double tomorrow, we'd probably advance by tomorrow. And right now Cleveland is just taking over the game here, just dominating on the run.
You say running game's picking up a little bit.
Definitely, the Jeffersons are tired. They can't do anything. Right up the middle, runs over a guy. Carl Kramer.
Looks like they're establishing a pretty good pattern here because they've been very heavy.
Now the good thing about this is we got one more wildcard game, so it'll take me another couple weeks to edit those rosters. But then we move into the divisionals, and I only got to do one team because these teams, the teams that advance, are all set. Then when we get to the conference championships and the Super Bowl, we should be able to just schedule and play.
Splashy plays, as people like to call them, that attracts a lot of attention. But let's face it, when you're efficient, that can control a ball game. And I love the game plan they've got going right now. Back-to-back 5-yard gains. Didn't force the ball downfield, picked it up on the ground. Yeah, offensive line, they're getting it done. Now a play fake here on first down.
He got it.
A good pick up there of 20 yards.
Well, from an offensive perspective, that sure was pretty. It's the corner route. It's extremely difficult to defend from my perspective. What we just saw there, is that sort of the evolution of the tight end position? Yeah, I think it is because more and more,
There's a different running back in there now.
treated like wide receivers.
Hastings? Let's see who that is.
Who can make a play in any spot on the field. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up second and goal.
Sandy Hastings. Out of the University of Pittsburgh.
And the ball situated at the 9, second and goal.
That's the end of 3. Cleveland Tigers 35. Rochester Jeffersons 6.
Their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4.
Of course, the difference, you know, Cleveland is the higher rated team. They get the faster, well, not necessarily faster, but the better players. But for some reason, they don't stay in the league. Whereas the Jeffersons will stay in the league from until 1925.
Does not get it, though.
What's that?
You guys trying to knock the ball out.
Oh, yeah, they were trying.
Fist underneath, and he didn't, but they're going to try, which means it's got a chance.
Quickly here, he can fight only to about the 4. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it's going to bring up a 4th.
Yeah, well, you've reached 100 yards rushing for the day.
Defense there, that felt like pride, didn't it? He's already gotten into the end zone twice, trying to get there for a 3rd time. No one likes to have the hat trick against them.
Al Perotti on to attempt a field goal. So head coach slash center slash defensive lineman slash kicker slash punter. And it is now a 32-point game.
So it's 3 more points, and that widens this thing out even further here in the fourth.
But we're in the fourth quarter, so the greatest fourth quarter comeback in real NFL history is only 26.
This one taken from the 7th.
Wow, that was a weird looking battle. Some of the animations this year are definitely different, that's for sure.
And now out come the Jets.
Between headless headless quarterbacks and odd running animations.
What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
Square him up.
I don't know why I'm rushing. It's not like I have a chance to come back.
You're not giving up.
No, it's not about giving up, but it's also about knowing and turn around and run. It just turned around. Right. It's got to be the long hair. Oops, what did I pick? Third down and 1.
The Jets on 3rd down, lacking much success, just 2 for 7 to this point. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. That's a short one here, complete to his tight end. And he's going to have the first down at about the 38. It'll go as a gain of 6 that time, and it moves the chains as well. This quarterback now, a perfect 8 for 8 to start the second half. Not bad. 1st and 10.
Hey, 8 for 8 to start the second half, but it's not going downfield.
Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Going down the middle, and it's complete.
That one did, though.
Pulls off the catch. I thought I was going to get a pick for that.
The pass was way behind him. I thought there for sure it was going to end up intercepted. He did not lead him at all. He had the guy beat.
Yeah, he is.
Quigley's pass is complete to number 25. I can't see the last name, so I couldn't tell you who that is. But.
Make someone miss. It's good for him.
Yeah, it's great for him. I like what you said there. Sometimes he gets lost in the traffic a little bit, but get him out in the open field into some space. That plays to his strengths the best and keeps him out of it.
And into the end zone.
Nope, the guy coming and tackling him. Gives him the extra boost he needs to get in.
Well, they called him down.
Did they? At the 1,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, there was a big window.
Who review that or not? Because, I mean, that was a touchdown. Most definitely.
The reviews never go my way in this game.
I don't think it's gone anybody's way in this game. They typically go opposite of what the obvious answer is.
Yeah.
Like, oh yeah, he got 2 feet down inbounds. Out of bounds.
What
the heck?
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game.
Never mind that they still haven't figured out how to accurately get it to challenge what you want it to challenge.
Like, I didn't even get a chance to get up and the icons didn't appear. Both receivers were wide open. Yeah. But the icons never appeared.
But yeah, like, say you want to challenge, right, where the spot of the ball was. And instead, they challenge whether or not the guy caught the ball.
Yeah.
No, that's not what I'm challenging. So I think what they need to do is they need to add like a drop down or a multiple choice option for when you challenge something, you can pick all the aspects of the play, which one you want to challenge.
Right.
Because a lot of times I've seen it where we're challenging the spot of the ball, but they'll instead decide whether or not the receiver was bobbling it or something. So that's not what you're challenging.
Well, we had a viewer a couple times watching. I assume it was probably Phantom Fighter. I know he likes to listen as he's working. But for those who might watch this on a replay, this one was definitely not one of the better games that's coming. We've got some really highly rated teams later on in the playoffs. We just got to get through them all, though. That's the rules we set up.
Lower than the defensive front, creating space, and he's finding it in a big way. Gotta love what they're doing on offense right now. That one goes for 24 yards. When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play. Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money. Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play. They'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. Oh, that's one to warm the hearts of all those old school football players, isn't it? Tough, hard, gritty run, got behind his pads, bowled over a few people. Look at that one, right up the gut. So up through 3 quarters, no reason to lighten up now. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And they'll take this down just shy of the 25-yard line. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd, a little more than a yard. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll go ground game here with the tailback. And he's able to get the first here as he's taken down at the 25. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this.
2-minute warning, 38-12, Cleveland over Rochester. Oh, excuse me.
And they'll go with the ground attack.
And
down inside the 15, shy of the 10. That goes for a Chiefs first down, 14 yards. I think this defense tired of seeing him run the football, and this D-line probably getting sick of the O-line as well. And as I'm watching this, I'm thinking about a conversation I had with Adam, the head coach of the Miami Dolphins in the offseason. He told me that he asked his running backs each week for their favorite runs.
See, that's another thing. Like, I threw it to that guy behind the line, and it should have left it open so all the other receivers were still options after he caught it.
The big loss on that first down pass play and facing a 2nd and long.
Well, I'll tell you one thing. I needed to do a little more research because I got to pick these teams. It's the AFC. And I picked based on the Jeffersons being in the league longer. I need to look at the teams better before I make my pick next time.
Yeah, right.
Not,
Granted, most of
I'm
the time
not,
when I'm picking a team, I'm basing it off of their name.
Yeah, that's what I did. The Rochester Jeffersons are they're closer to home. You know, they're probably a team I might have rooted for had we been alive and heard about the league or whatever. But the next game will be in the NFC, the final wildcard game, as the Rock Island Independents, who were 6-2-2, host the Chicago Tigers. The Chicago Tigers, who were 2-5-1. That'll be the final wildcard game. And these two teams definitely will probably, well, I don't know, definitely, I shouldn't say that, probably met during the regular season as they were both in Chicago.
That makes sense.
This one taken from the 7. And they'll take this across the 25, couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line.
The Jets offense now works their way back onto the field. They're down big here late. I don't know. You just one last drive here for pride.
Some people like to do that. I remember playing for a guy once. We were down huge, and someone said, "Coach, what do you want to call?" He just waved a hand like, "Who cares? Let's get out of here and do something some other time." But some teams like to do something at the end to feel a little bit better as they continue to move forward.
Yeah, probably just want to put this one behind them. And on the ground they go.
One last handoff to Laird.
So got 3-1 tackle, but couldn't do a whole lot.
And that will do it as the Cleveland Tigers will win and advance. 41-12 victory over the Rochester Jeffersons. If you're keeping track of the Blast from the Past series between John and I, it's 1-1 now.
Yeah.
We each lost a game.
Won pretty decisively, too.
Oh, the scores on the bottom. It was like 51-33 or something. Yeah. A lot more interceptions in that game than, well, you had 2 or 3 in this one, but there was a lot more offense in that game.
Wildcard divisional doesn't matter to them. One moves on, one goes home.
It's a fun little league.
Yeah, it's definitely gives us a chance to learn something, play each other.
I like the little photos they do sort of kind of at the end of it.
I do, and it
especially with like the vintage style helmets, it just adds to it. Kind of curious if they have that on a replay or not. Let's see, highlights.
My for a second there, my controller had stopped working. Okay, ending the broadcast now.
All right.